We're now being joined by one of Local 237's members, one of the people who make New York City and Long Island work. And joining us for this segment of Reaching Out is Michael Sergio. Michael is a maintenance worker at Queensborough Community College, that beautiful 37-acre college that is in northern Queens. Michael, welcome to Reaching Out.
Glad to be here, Greg.
Thank you. Tell us a little bit about your background. How did you become a maintenance worker?
Well, I was in between jobs and having a little background in building maintenance. A friend of mine asked me to apply for the job, and I was a provisional. And I studied and took the civil service test and became a permanent worker, and I've been there for 25 years almost. This January will be my 25th year, and time does go fast when you're working.
And where'd you grow up?
I was born in Richmond Hill, Queens, and working in Queens is a great treat. My commute is 12 minutes to work every day. Sometimes my car doesn't even warm up in the winter, but it's nice to work in Queens and work with people that are going to a community school, and I live in the community, so it's a great thing.
It's a beautiful area in Bayside.
Yes,
yeah.
Bayside, like you mentioned before, it's
Yes.
37 acres, and we have a lot of trees and flowers and a great gardener that takes care of the grounds, and it's a nice campus.
So tell us, what does a day in the life of Michael Sergio entail? How do you get started? What's your average day like?
Oh, my average day, we start early in the shops. We work out of the Buildings and Grounds department, and I start at 7 a.m. We go in there and we get work orders from the superintendent, or we go out and do some PM. But normally we like to get the work done before the students arrive. But having 15,000 students now at the campus, we're jammed up, and the students are starting their classes very early.
15,000.
15,000 accredited students, and another 10,000 continuing ed students that come in for non-credited classes.
It's a lot of students.
That's a lot of students.
Sure.
Yep. We have 13 buildings and over 1 million square feet of space in the school.
Now, you've heard about the attacks on public sector unions and public sector employees and the prevailing wage. You've heard all of these
Yes,
things.
been following it very closely.
What do you think when you hear that you are a maintenance worker and all of a sudden you are the cause of this economy collapsing? What do you...
I find it amazing that they want to balance their losses on Wall Street on the working man. I took this job, and the union through the years negotiated our benefits, being pensions and health benefits, by taking less money, less salary, for benefits to be rewarded at the back end when we retire. When we get much older, we're going to be guaranteed a pension, guaranteed health benefits. And now in the game, when we're in the 7th, 8th inning, they're talking about taking that away from us.
Yes.
And I think it's very unfair.
Yes. And what do you say to your fellow employees and your fellow coworkers about getting involved in helping thwart some of these attacks? Because there are a lot of people sitting on the sideline.
Well, what's happening is a lot of people are on the sideline because we have a lot of new employees, a newer generation coming in, and they never maybe had a union job before. So I'm a shop steward, and I try to explain to them why it's important to read your benefit booklet, learn what the union can do for you, and take advantage of those benefits and keep them informed and educated, and try to get them to come to the meetings at the union hall. That's a hard thing to do, to get them to come down to the city after working all day and traveling. But,
Yes.
but I do preach for them to come down and get involved.
Now, if there's one thing you want to tell us about your life in public sector work, what would you do? What would you tell us?
You mean what type of work I do?
No. What would you tell us? It's something that was fulfilling, that you did, that sticks out in your mind. It's
Well,
a special project you want to talk about.
Just recently, with the pension change going from Tier 4 to Tier 6, there was a few members on our job site who never joined the pension and were there for 7 to 14 years, these two people. And I got them into Tier 4 the last day before they changed over, and their benefits would have been severely reduced. And that made me feel,
Very
happy
good.
that I could help them.
Okay. I'm glad you did that for them.
Yeah.
And they should be thanking you, too.
Oh, they do.
Good. Very good. Our very special guest was Michael Sergio, Queensborough Community College maintenance worker. And I also want to thank him for being here, thank our previous guests, and thank our listeners. And thank you for watching Reaching Out with Gregory Floyd. Appreciate it.
Welcome.